Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back. Before we get started, you can see on the left-hand side of my screen all of the things that you should have, same as every day. Make sure you have a pencil and lined paper and a calculator, the tools that you need to do this math, okay? And your piece of paper should look like this at the top. It should have your name and date and volume of Prisms, and you should be organizing your notes in a journal or a binder, or you just have a math notebook that you're doing this work in. And you're going to pause the video so you can work the problems out with me anytime you need to pause. Okay, we've been solving problems finding area of two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes. Yesterday we started finding volume of cubes and rectangular prisms. Okay, and we looked at some different formulas. We looked at this right here. It says find the volume of a square prism, and we said that to find the volume of any prism, right, to find the volume of any prism, let's see here, you find the area of the base, which is in the name, and multiply it by its height. So if it's a square prism, you find the area of the square, and then you multiply by the distance between those two. The distance between those two is the height. Okay, so the height is 7, and the area of that square is 4 by 4. So it's 4 times 4 times 7, right? And that's how you find the volume of these three-dimensional prisms. Okay, so that was a rectangle, and today we're going to expand our study. We're going to look at some other shapes. Okay, so we're gonna use this again. Okay, remember these formulas, because if we're looking at a trapezoidal prism, we're going to find the area of the trapezoid, and then we're going to multiply that area by the length of the line that connects the two trapezoids. Or if we're looking at a cylinder, we're going to find the area of the circle at the two ends, and then we're going to multiply that by the height, or the length of the line in between the two circles. Okay, same with a triangular prism. If we're looking at a triangular prism, we're going to find the area of the base, and we're going to multiply by the height, the line that connects the two. Okay, so we're going to look at a few different problems here. Let's see. So these notes are in your classroom. If we go back into the classroom, if we go back to 8.2 math, let's see, go little computer, you know you want to go. Yours looks just like this with a few minor exceptions, right? And you go into your classwork, and when you look at module 13 volume, you've got this resource right here. It says module 13 volume, and then this little thing in the left-hand corner looks different than the rest of them. That's because it's a resource and not an assignment. Okay, so this slideshow is right here. We're going to go through a few examples together. We're going to find the volume of some different prisms. We're going to look at a triangular prism. I'm going to go right here because I already have it open, I think. Oh, come on now. Don't you want to go? Let's see here. Okay, we're going to look at this triangular prism. It says find the volume. The base is a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to take a little snapshot of this, and we're going to find the area of this thing. Now, first, we need to remember that to find the area of a triangle, if you don't remember, look at your notes. You can pause the video right now. You don't need me to tell you. Okay, the area of a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Now, what we need to look at here is this solid line is actually, this shows the side of this prism that I can actually see. Okay, that's my one base, and here's my other base, the two triangles. And they're connected by a height. Okay, so I find the area of the base, which is 1/2 the base times the height, and I multiply by the line that connects the two, the height. Okay, so I'm going to do volume. I'm going to do volume equals 1/2 the base times the height, and then I'm going to multiply by the height, or the line that connects the two. Okay, so this is my base, little b, and this is my height, little h, and this is the height of the prism. Okay, so I'm going to do volume equals 1/2 of 6 times 8 times 6. Okay, and now I'm gonna actually take a step back, because it's really important to remember that this is 6 meters times 8 meters times 6 meters. And that's why when we finish, let's see, volume equals, that's why when we finish we have meters to the 3rd power, because 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. And when we multiply exponents, when we multiply common bases with exponents, we add the exponents. 1/2 times 6 is 3, 3 times 8 is 24, and 24 times 6 is 132. 132 meters cubed. And let's check. Let's do 6 times 8 times 6 times 0.5, or 1/2. Ooh, that's not what we want. We started with a big number there. 6 times 8 times 6 times 0.5 equals 144. 144 meters cubed, and that's why we check our answers. Okay, and that's how you find the volume of that triangle. Okay, and now we're going to look at a few other examples. Remember, pause the video anytime you need to. Okay, anytime you need to pause, you should be taking notes, following along. We're going to look at a trapezoidal prism. Okay, this is just like a rectangular prism. Okay, you find the area of the base. The base is the shape that's in the name. This is a trapezoidal prism. So I'm going to find the area of this trapezoid right here. And then I'm going to multiply that area by the height. Okay, the height, or the big H, right? And to find the area of a trapezoid, okay, it's right over here. The area of a trapezoid is 1/2 of A plus B. So let's call this A, and let's call this B, times H, the height. And you can see the height is the line that connects A and B. So we're going to call this H. Okay, and then down at the bottom it says the volume is the area of the base times the height of the prism. Okay, we find the area of the base. Volume equals, let's see, A plus B divided by 2 times H times H. And so we just plug in the known values. Volume is equal to 6 plus 8 divided by 2 times small h, 5, times big H, 12. And so that's 14 divided by 2, which is equal to 7 times 5 times 12. And you can put parentheses around that 7 as well. And so volume equals 35 times 12. 35 times 12 equals 420 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters, okay, because this one is centimeters, and this one is centimeters, and this one is centimeters. And that's how you find the volume of a trapezoidal prism, okay? And now, just for another example, let's see here. Let's look at a cylinder. A cylinder is a prism with a circle at each end of it, okay? So if you don't remember the formula for the area of a circle at this point, look at your notes. Okay, look back in your notes right here. Okay, I'm going to erase that, and we're going to look right over here. Area is equal to pi times the radius squared. Okay, so the volume is equal to the area of the base, pi, times the radius squared. Volume is equal to the base times the big H. Okay, and remember, radius is half the distance across the circle, and the big H is the distance in between the two circles. So we're going to do volume equals pi times 3 squared times 10. Okay, so that's volume equals pi times 9 times 10, which is 90. So pi times 90. So volume equals, let's see here, pi times 90 equals 1080. I'm going to try that one more time. Pi times 90 equals 282.74. Let's see here. Pi times 90 equals 282.743. 282.74, and inches cubed. Inches cubed. Inches to the third power. Okay? And so that's how you find the volume of a cylinder. You find the area of the base, and you multiply by the height. And I think that's as far as we're going to go. If you can do all of that, and if you can find missing sides when given the volume, you're all set. And if you need any help with any of these, if I don't find anything different, we're gonna call it a wrap, and you're gonna work on your own. Okay, here's one that's a little bit different, but this is the same thing we were doing yesterday with rectangles. Okay, we're gonna work this one out together. Let me see here. Okay, so a cylinder has a height of 9 centimeters. Its volume is 2,340.2106. Okay, height is 9. And I want to know, what is the radius? I want to know, what is the radius? So that's what I'm being asked. It says use 3.14 in place of pi. So to find the volume of a cylinder, volume equals, let's see, a circle is pi times the radius squared. And then to find the volume, we multiply by the height. Okay, and it says use 2340.2106 cm cubed is equal to, that's the volume, is equal to 3.14 times, we're trying to find r squared, times h, which is 9. Okay, and then we just multiply 9 by 3.14. .26. So we have 28.26 r squared equals 2340.2106 centimeters cubed. And we divide both sides by 28.26. 28.26. And so grab your calculator. You guys have those handy. 2340.2106 divided by 28.2. divided by 28.26 equals 82.81 r squared. And then I take the square root of that. Square root second root, and it's 9.1 is equal to r. Let's see what we got here. 9.1. And there we go. That's where we're going to stop for the day.